Introduce yourself.
Jeremy.
What do you do for a living, Jeremy?
I'm a software engineer.
And what does a software engineer do?
I work on web applications and mobile applications.
Okay. And how many years of experience as a software engineer?
25.
Far as you about RVing or camping?
I guess it was my grandfather growing up. He used to go to Texas every year to escape the snow. And also he would take us grandkids on trips occasionally to go to France during World War II to fight the Germans. Medical needs.
So
injuries.
basically, he's a war veteran, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what do you like about RVing or camping?
Being able to explore more of the country. Now that I'm able to work remote, I'm able to work from anywhere, so I can go out to anywhere in the U.S., I guess really North America, and I can still get work in during the week, and then during my off hours and on the weekends I can go out and see more places than I was able to before.
What do you usually do in order for you to work and travel at the same time? Does it affect your job?
I mean, not really, because wherever I have internet and a computer, I'm able to work, so it doesn't really matter if I'm working in an apartment or a house or in an RV.
To give an advice to those people that are interested to work remote and travel at the same time?
Well, I guess whether they're planning on traveling full-time or part-time, both is possible. You need to have multiple internet connections. So for us, we have Starlink. We also have a cellular internet connection that's unlimited. And as a backup to those, we also have our phones, so the service provider on our phones. But that is limited to a certain amount of gigabytes per month. So I use Starlink or I use unlimited bill most of the time, since I don't have to worry about running out of data. And the reason that you have multiple service providers is because you will get into certain areas. Starlink will not work because you're sitting underneath trees, or you just can't help the location is assigned to you. You can't always have a good location for satellite internet, so that's why you have cellular internet services as a backup.
Tell us more about Grandpa Patterson, about his RV life.
Well, he traveled a lot in the winter to escape the snow. He said as he got older, he didn't want to have to deal with moving and removing snow. So he would go to Texas mostly, and places like that during the winter months. In the summer, he would also take some of his grandchildren out who wanted to go out, myself included. We would go places like Mount Rushmore, or we would go to state parks in Minnesota and Wisconsin, and sometimes they were just weekend trips, sometimes they were maybe a week or two, depending upon how far we were going. It was when I was a teenager, so I guess it was in the mid to late 90s.
For how long did he was doing RVing?
Well, I mean, he was going to Texas my whole life. I'm not exactly sure how long he was going, but I mean, at least by the time I was a teenager, he was going, at least 15, 20 years at that point. He talked about different types of RVs that he had owned. Earlier in his RVing journey, he had fifth wheels that he would pull behind his pickup. And, he used to say that there's advantages and disadvantages to both. And I guess one of the advantages to a fifth wheel is it tends to have a little bit more space than a motorhome. I mean, you can get a very large motorhome, of course, but then you have to know how to drive a very large vehicle if you get some of the Class A or the ones that are about the size of a bus. So he felt that it was a little bit easier to pull behind and drive with his pickup when he was going down to Texas. That also gave him a vehicle to drive while he was there. But then later in his RV journey, he had downsized a little bit. He got a Class C motorhome, and he said that, the advantage of that is the engine in the house is under one roof, so it made it a lot easier. Everything was compacted into one place, and also you don't have to worry about a trailer coming disconnected or having brake problems while you're on the road, and you might not notice it because everything's all in one, and you most likely would notice it. Typically with a Class C, and I know he was doing this with his car, is you would pull your car behind, and then once you get to your destination, you don't have to take down camp just to go into town or go exploring. You have a vehicle there that you can go and explore. And a car is cheaper to operate than a truck also, and I think it carries the family a little bit more easily than pickup. At least the pickups that he had in those days were just a front seat only, so you could only have maybe one or two passengers.
What are the other services, or what are the other things that a senior software engineer can do?
Well, for me, I've also managed teams, so that could include mentoring new junior developers. It could include even delegating and assigning tasks and being their point of contact for as a manager. I've done project management, which is delegating tasks, but it's also planning and breaking down business requirements into lists of tasks that developers can work on that have very clear step-by-step instructions, so that we're able to complete the ticket on the first try, and we're able to see what we're able to see the bugs and fix the bugs right away based on really good specifications of how the feature is supposed to work. Another thing that I do is tutoring, and that kind of falls under the umbrella too of mentoring new junior devs, but I also have some profiles set up on Clarity and Code Mentor and some other platforms where you can book some time, whether you're a college student that is working on a computer science course, or you're a new developer that's in a job and you need some advice about a specific task that you're working on and you don't want to go back to your employer for whatever reason. I can maybe help out with some of those things.
Mm-hmm. Tell us about your website and how they will be able to find it.
So if you go to thenomadic.dev in your browser, it will have links to all of the different places that I can be reached, whether that's LinkedIn or YouTube or Clarity FM, Code Mentor, all of the different sites, and any profiles that I happen to set up in the future.
Okay, thank you. Introduce yourself.
My name's Bibo.
What do you like about RVing or camping?
I guess I like it because I get to travel around the world. I get to travel in the country I'm in, stuff like that. It's also pretty fun. I get to see new places, see new people, stuff like that. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. What's your name?
My name is Amira.
Amira, what do you like about RVing or camping?
Traveling
Okay, you like traveling. Why?
because it is fun.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Amira. Hi, adventurers. I'm Let. I'm a Filipino, wife to Jeremy, and now a full-time wife, mom, and content creator. I'm the one managing our Fall into Adventure page. Yes, that's me behind the scenes. What I love about RVing and camping is that it lets us explore new places, which has always been my dream even before I met my husband. There's something about traveling that changes my perspective on life. It shows me how big and wonderful the world is, how beautiful and peaceful nature can be. It's calming, revitalizing, and broadens our mindset. For me, it brings peace of mind. Seeing the world's beauty allows me to listen to nature, while road trips gives me the freedom to hear my own thoughts and emotions. Time to think and a sense of liberty. Not only that, in today's world where we are surrounded by computers and phones, RVing helps our kids immerse themselves in nature. It lets them truly feel the world they live in, not just through virtual screens. For me, it's a way to keep them healthy both mentally and physically, which is one of our family's biggest goals. RVing is an amazing way to travel more. Yes, it's not cheap, but it's often more affordable than other ways of traveling. It's like working and traveling at the same time. When you are exhausted or stressed from work, you can just get out, let your body and mind breathe, and escape the fast paced, polluted chaos of the city. So adventures, if you want to know more about our family adventures, stay tuned and follow our Fall into Adventure page. We're also working on a website where we'll offer our free digital courses with tips and tricks for traveling while working. Plus, if you are interested in software engineering, we'll soon be launching my husband's page and website with courses and services. Thank you, adventurers. Have a good day.